you know, now we're here to talk about our favorite fishing rods and reels.
You really mean favorite?
I do mean favorite. Yeah.
You know, it's been great this year to pick up favorite fishing. But you know, it's kind of been a learning curve for us, really, because when we first got rods from them, and we didn't know that much about them. You know, we talked to Skylar. You know, Skylar's been with them, and you know, Skylar used to be a host on our show too, and we got a lot of information from him. But you guys know, as far as a rod goes, you got to have it in your hand. You got to feel it.
You do, and that's kind of what we did to start with. We started slow, and we got some rods and reels, and then we found out that there's so many choices, and once you kind of start using them, you find out they're specific to techniques.
Right. And some of them didn't fit our situation really.
Right. And we've all got something that's our favorite. You know, we laugh about that all the time, but we've all got our favorite. But you'll have your favorite too, because there's so many options, so many reels, rod choices that you can fine tune to make it your favorite.
So what we're really going to talk about today is we're going to talk about the product, but we're going to talk about some of our favorite reels and combos and the way we've got them set up. Sure. JR, I know what you're going to say.
Man, you know me, I'm simple, man, and I real low key. I know you guys have got different selections that you like, but I really like the 6-stick casting rod, and you know, it's a more moderate action. Right. As far as it being, I really feel like it's the most versatile rod in their lineup for me. It's awesome with a chatterbait, you know, rattle trap, spinnerbait, flat sided crank, and as you guys were watching here, this nice fish we caught on Douglas, you know, that's the setup I was using. You know, just throwing a little small 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce flat sided crankbait, and I like it. You know, you guys like the Soleus XCSs. I like this Soleus, just a 6.6. You know, and they make different gear ratios. But I like the flat paddle handles. You know, that's just me. That's what I prefer.
Instead, the XCS has a larger knob.
Yeah, and right. That's the great thing about favorite is we all don't have to exactly prefer the same thing. Mm-hmm. There's so many different choices, and like you said about that 6-stick rod there, that thing is anything that you're moving that has an open hooks from a chatterbait to a crankbait. Man, that thing is the bomb.
It is.
Now, Joe, what do you throw a jig on, for instance?
I like the Rush rod for that.
I do too.
And
overall, I think the Rush is probably my favorite rod.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
And you know, like I said, I've been sitting here just now, realizing what's going on. You all got your favorite, and I started thinking, and there's so many for me because I go through so many different techniques. But the Rush for jigs, something you're going to be setting the hook on hard. The 6-stick for something that you're winding. You know, it's just. You know, like I said, and I keep repeating it, and you'll probably have to cut this out even. But I mean, there's so many choices and so many different things that you can use them for, and everybody's going to have their own that they like the best.
Justin, how about you?
I like, and I'm not necessarily a spinning rod guy.
I know
you watch the television shows, and it's going to be completely different. But that being said, I'm not a spinning rod guy, but. So when I put one in my hands and I like it, I feel like that's telling me something, you know. I use the jackhammer, and
the jackhammer rod. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually my setup there with the Rush reel, and you like that same setup.
I think I actually took it from you when we, me and Randy were
you did
doing
do
our show.
And we want to recommend because a lot of this is trial and error through the years, through this year. This jackhammer. We first started using some mediums, and if you've got a bait where you got to pull a hook through plastic, you need to go with a medium heavy action.
Right, and you know, I was using the medium with the show with Skylar, and it worked great. But that we was using Ned rigs that time.
And it's a real limber rod, and I tell you
what,
it
will cast a 1/10 ounce Ned rig. I mean, I can cast it just as far as what I could with a bait caster and a 1/2 ounce jig.
Right. That's what it's set up for. People will see you fighting the fish on that show this year, you know, we have to give you the Bill Dance landing fish award because of that. I know one time there you about hit Skylar in the head because you came back on it and everything.
I put a little too much on it.
But we both like that setup. And the next time you got rods from them, you went with the medium head.
I did, and it worked a lot better.
Worked a lot better.
And with the show with Randy, I was using the medium heavies. And
Sure.
you went up a
Now
little
another
bit.
thing, we talked about the spinning reel. Now you're not a rush spinning reel guy.
No,
You like that you like the Phantom better, don't you?
I do, you know, and I don't know, maybe it's just I know the price point on these, on the 6-stick and the Phantom is you know, a little bit less than the Rush and the jackhammer, but for what I use it for in the rivers and even, you know, some finesse fishing in the lake, I like the Phantom. It's a light.
It's a little
reel,
lighter weight.
a little bit lighter weight, and I like the 6-stick
Or
rod.
the Solis, which you like, and the Solis XCS. And they come in 3 different gear ratios. They have the high speed, 8-to-1, which is great for your rattle traps, things like that. And I like to even throw a jig. I like to be able to take that line up real quickly. You know. But you can get it in white. It comes in gold, and it comes in the gun bed. So, and the main difference here, you got the big knob handles, and internally, what's the main difference in these Solis reels?
I mean, main thing is going to be the speed spool bearings.
Ceramic bearings inside.
And
you don't have
it's
to
a lot
oil those
different
things.
from what we're
and
used
to. Exactly, and it's still having a problem, you know, getting used to some of that. They're a little louder at first, but the thing is, you have to break them in. You keep using them, they'll get smoother and smoother and smoother.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you what, we talked to the guy that built this reel, and man, it's just top notch. You know, we've gone over a lot of things, and probably what we did today is probably confused you about a lot of this product. But you got to go online and shoot us an email if you've got any questions about any of this product. You know, like for a certain application or something. What do you use for a crankbait? They've got crankbait rods. They've got all kinds of different rods. We're just now feeling our way around, find out what we like to throw a jig, what we like to throw a spinnerbait, things like that. But you know, they can email us and kind of pick our brains a little bit if they want to, or they can get in touch with us on Facebook.